Now comes the fairy tale of the Brothers Grimm. Little Red Riding Hood. Make yourself comfortable. Once upon a time there was a little girl everyone loved, but her grandmother liked it best. Once the grandmother gave the girl a red velvet cap, and because it looked so good on her and she always wanted to wear the cap, the girl was called Little Red Riding Hood. One day the grandmother was ill. Then the mother said to Little Red Riding Hood, "Bring cake and wine to grandmother. Then she will surely recover quickly. But stay on the path and don't get lost in the woods." Little Red Riding Hood took the basket and started walking. On the way it met the wolf. The wolf said, "Hello, Little Red Riding Hood. Where are you going?" And Little Red Riding Hood answered, "To my sick grandmother, who lives near the 3 big oak trees. I'll bring her cake and wine." The wolf was angry and thought, the girl would be a tasty morsel. But if I'm smart, I can catch the girl and the grandmother. He said, "Look at the beautiful flowers around you. Why don't you bring some for grandma?" Little Red Riding Hood thought that was a good idea and went off the path to pick flowers. It got deeper and deeper into the forest. But the wolf ran to the grandmother's house and entered. He went straight to the bed where the sick grandmother lay and devoured her. Then he put on her clothes and cap, closed the curtains and lay down in her bed. After a while Little Red Riding Hood came to her grandmother's house with a basket and a big bouquet of flowers. Because the door was open, she went in and said hello. But since no one answered, she pulled open the curtains. Then the grandmother saw it, who had pulled her bonnet down over her face and looked very strange. Little Red Riding Hood asked, "Grandma, what big ears you have, so I can hear you better." "Grandmother, how big your eyes are, so I can see you better." "Grandma, what big hands you have, so that I can grab you better." "But grandmother, what a terribly big mouth you have, so I can eat you better." Then the wolf jumped out of bed and devoured poor Little Red Riding Hood. And when the wolf ate the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood, he was so full and tired that he went to bed, fell asleep and snored loudly. At that moment the hunter passed the house. He marveled at the old woman's loud snoring and went inside to see if she was all right. Immediately the hunter recognized the big bad wolf in the bed. He was about to shoot the wolf with his gun when he saw its big belly. Then it occurred to him that the wolf could have eaten the grandmother and that she might still be able to be saved. The hunter did not shoot, but took a pair of scissors and cut open the belly of the sleeping wolf. Then Little Red Riding Hood jumped out, and after a few more cuts, the grandmother also came out of the wolf's belly. Both were fine. Little Red Riding Hood quickly got some large stones with which they stuffed the wolf's belly and sewed it up. And when the wolf woke up and tried to run away quickly, the stones were so heavy that he fell dead. The hunter, grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood were happy. The grandmother ate the cake and drank the wine that Little Red Riding Hood had brought and recovered. But Little Red Riding Hood said to herself, "I never want to go off the path and run into the woods alone again if mother told me not to." Thanks for listening. A thumbs up and a subscription would be appreciated. Many exciting stories and fairy tales will follow.